Hi, this is me again, Mr. J, the one and only MGTOW the Joker, back with another video. I've seen a lot of guys in the internet talking about the sexual market value, and they explain it to the best of their abilities, but they don't have a visual representation as of to how the sexual market value looks like. In today's video, I will make a visual representation of what you are up against, and based on that, you can be able to know where you are at in the sexual market value. Now, this is by no means as far from the truth, but this visual representation is created based on my own experience. In there, you will know, based on your situation, where you approximately at, and find out how can you best approach your opportunities to be successful in life. If you stick till the end, I promise you that you will have a clear understanding of what the sexual market value should be. I'll give you a contribution on what I think about the path that a reasonable man should take, and so it could help you move forward in the future. But before we continue, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video. Remember to follow me on Twitter, Reddit, and Instagram. And now, without further ado, let's get this video started.
You can play that game. Because you are a joke. You're a joker.
So, in this graphic that I'm showing, I'm about to show you where everyone is displaced based on their current status, gender, and financial solvency. There are 4 categories. These are the 4 categories right here. The very first one is the single man. He's at the higher tier. The second one is the single woman. The third one is the single mom. And the last one is the single dad. Now, why do I think that the single man is at the higher echelon? First of all, what I believe is that a single man most of the time has less responsibility with other people. They only have a fewer debt, so his debt is more controllable. He's more independent, and he can actually do whatever it is that he wants in life. Basically, he can either dedicate himself to actually continue with his life and have a career, or he could have a family. He should have a steady income if he's prepared enough, be able to get his money right. So he should have a steady income coming in. And he also should be in shape. At this point, if you're in shape and you actually have some type of shelter, some type of communication, some type of transportation, and a way to get your food going, like I described in one of my last videos, what men should know, then you're considered a reliable and independent person, and a reliable and independent man. Now, the next tier is the tier of a single woman. In a single woman, it's very similar to it, but it has some difference due to hypergamy. So women like to shop a lot. In this tier, single women, you tend to have more debt than they can afford. Also, you find that they're living independently, or they're living with parent. Her income varies most of the times, and in the single woman, depending on her background and depending on the type of education that she has. And she's usually in shape. And that's pretty much what you're trying to look for, and what you actually see in the street out there. You have to remember that women's are very emotional. So their situation will vary more than the single man, as you can see. So the next tier that you have from the single woman is the single mom. The single mom, basically what I've seen is that they are either dependent on the government, or they are dependent on the child support, they're dependent on alimony. They usually have part-time jobs. Most of them, they either live with their parents or they live it by themselves, depending on the situation that she's at. And that's how you find single women now in this society. The last one is the single dad. Now the single dad, it's basically the bottom of the barrel. He's pushing everyone on all of the tops of the tier, and I'm going to tell you right now why. Well, his debt is incontrollable, because depending on the kids that you have, his debt will buy, right? The other thing is that you find them to actually look for part-time jobs, because most of the time his current job is not sufficient for them to actually be able to live by themselves and at the same time be able to support their own kids based on the society standards or the court standards. He pays most of the amount of it in taxes. Since he's a single dad, he's going to have a higher tax bracket as a single person. At the same time, you are paying child support, and you're paying some percentage to the court system for them to actually be able to take your money out, because that's what the law says. They usually live below the poverty level. So you find single dads actually living or either with someone, with their moms or with their parents. You also find single dads to live with their friends and things like that, because he cannot afford a place of themselves. And he's in indentured servitude till the kids are 18 years old. In most of the cases, if the kids want to go to college after 18 years old, and depending on the state, they are bound to actually pay for that, instructed and ordered by the government. So as you can see, this is the sexual market value. You got the single man, you got the single woman, you got the single mom, and then you got the single dad. Now, most of the Gen Xers are in this tier right here, the single mom tier and the single dad tier. They're actually trying to live within their means, and they have uncontrollable debts and everything. I can say that because most of my peers that I know of, they're already married and they have some type of divorce, and they are like living from one room to another, and to another. And that's how I was able to visualize and compare myself to other people. Then the other type of people I don't see much, and those are the single men and women. It is hard for the Gen Xers at this time to actually be single. Most of the time, the single people are between 18 to 25 years old. Most of them get married real quick. So it is hard to find single people, single men and single women at the age of 35 in that time range. So that is it. And that's what the sexual market value looks like. Now, do not take this as an absolute graphic. This is basically a chart that I'm giving you to give you an idea where you at and where other people are at. Despite where you are in this chart, there's always a way for improvement. Understand that the hypergamy is real, And if you somehow manage to create wealth, you have better choices. Another thing is that you should have to have what us guys know as dick control. As a man, you need to find the balance for your time and your resources to be able to gain some certain certainty in your life and be able to grow. You're never going to be able to do that having 2 or 3 baby mamas calling you because you have 10 rugrats running around with no milk. Understand the game of life. This game is played by using your big head, not your little head. So understand that. Let me know in the comments below what you think about my video. I'd like to know your opinion about it. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, click subscribe, and the notification bell for more content like this. And I'll see you the next time. This is Mr. J signing out.
Two can play that game. Because you are a joke. You're a joker.